How do you feel about who you are becoming? That's the message from the moon on this January 3rd full moon that we have happening in Cancer. The first full moon of 2026 is upon us, and it is a time to pause, to take a deep breath, and be present, to notice what is happening. This particular full moon is full of themes that align beautifully with the fact that it is the beginning of the year. It's a time when we naturally pause, look ahead, and think about where we're going. Now, the moon, though, is coming in and energetically saying, hey, before you look at where you're going, how do you feel about the person you are becoming? There's an extra layer here, and I am excited to break it down for you. But first, I'm Laura Custo, and this is the Moon Method. Every week, I break down the best way to use the moon's energy based on its larger 9-month patterns surrounding its very visible monthly cycle, which we know as our phases of the moon. So if you haven't yet, go grab my free guide, The Moon Phase Compass. It is full of simple, very simple foundational knowledge that you can use forever and ever to work with the moon's monthly repeatable cycle. Go grab that at lauracusto.com/guide. There'll be a link at the top of the show notes. Okay, this full moon in Cancer. Let's look at this closer and through our 4 steps. We always start with energy. The energy of the moon here with the Cancer full moon is nurturing, inward, feminine, and focused on self-care. It's about filling up your cup. It's also about the home. Cancer energy is also very protective. The sign for Cancer is the crab. So you can think of a crab retreating into its shell, right? It's safety. It's safe little shell. Cancer loves to nest. So knowing that as far as your energy, as you're here listening to this and thinking about how you will walk through this moon phase, we also want to overlay the phase of the moon with the sign that it's in. So we've got Cancer there, but full moon, what is full moon? Full moon is presence. It's not action. It's not reflection. It's not getting out there and doing things. It's not going in either. It's outward and it's being present. It's paying attention and it's participating in life. But like we just said, Cancer is very inward. So how do we reconcile this? Well, this is staying open and present and opening yourself up to how others are influencing your inner world and your home and your self-care and all those other themes. So it's staying open to lessons from children and family members, people in your home, and dynamics around those relationships. It could be things about your home, how it is set up, how it is organized, how you function in your home, and how you feel in your home. It's things you do to nurture and take care of yourself. It's staying open to lessons from the outside world in all of these areas. So again, open, stay open, be willing to see, willing to engage, and to witness without judgment. It's an openness and a willing to learn, to grow and evolve. I talk a lot about living in alignment with our highest good, right? And doing what is best for the good of all. We want to find that sweet spot of what's best for you and your authentic nature and what helps everyone, which sometimes that can be as simple as when I am at my best, I am helping the world because I'm in a positive state of my beingness. Now, maybe not every day is happy or full of amazing things. That is life. There are cycles to it all. But if you are at peace with who you are, how you're showing up, and knowing that you're living in a way that feels authentic to you, okay? And so the full moon is the time in our monthly cycle when we get the opportunity to calibrate our understanding of who we are and what that is by taking in feedback from the outside world. It's when the connection between the outside world and our inner world is the strongest. So on this Cancer full moon, it's the one sign, Cancer, that is so linked to that inner world. I thought it would really help to articulate that optimal way to approach this because, again, the full moon is very outward. So that's step 1. Step 2, some facts around this energy. So on the full moon, we have clues and dates to look back to based on the last 2 moon phases that we've had in Cancer. And at the start of the show, I mentioned the moon's larger 9-month cycles and how they surround its monthly cycle. Well, here we go. These are the dates that make up these 9-month cycles. Now, I love to give a little visual here by simply pointing somewhere. So if you're listening versus watching, I'll explain. It's really basic. Imagine that you're looking up at the sky in front of your house and you see a star. And you point to this point in the sky. I'm going to point to this leaf right up here. I have a plant behind me. Okay, now we'll use this moon phase in Cancer. So that point there, call it a star in the sky, call it a end of a leaf on my plant, right? That's the sky. That represents the location of the Cancer constellation. And the full moon in Cancer is right there. Okay? So that's where the full moon is on this January 3rd full moon, right on that point. Well, 9 months ago, the second phase of the moon, the first quarter, when we are called to take action and we are called to move towards our dreams, it was also right there in the sky, activating that point. Okay, and that date was April 4th, 2025. It's really hard to hold my finger on this tiny little point. And 9 months before that, July 5th, 2024 was the new moon. And that was also at that point in the sky. All right. So that simple point that like the whole sky is all around. It's this big circle. Okay. But we have Cancer, boom, right there. That's where this full moon's happening. And that's where the moon was in its last quarter 9 months ago on April 4th, 2025. And it's where the new moon was back on July 5th, 2024. So by looking for patterns, looking all the way back to July 5th, 2024, looking at the intentions you set, if you kept intentions and you have a new moon journal, dig those up. That's when they're coming to bloom. Okay? Here in January 3rd, 2026. And then back on April 4th, 2025, go look, what were you doing? What action did you take out in the world? What did you commit to? Okay, if you're working consciously with these phases, which is the larger part of the work that I do, you become aware of these dates as they're happening, right? But you can join at any time. You can join this party, right? And you can start to look back and start to see these themes. And these give you clues as to what might be unfolding on January 3rd, 2026. So also, Cancer will represent something for you based on your astrology chart. So if you want to know the area of life that Cancer is supporting, again, you got the dates, but you maybe want to know, like, is this affecting my money? Is it affecting my love life? How about my career or my kids? You would dig up your chart and find the area of life that Cancer represents. Now, if you know astrology and you know your chart, you know what I'm talking about. Go grab your chart and do it. If you don't, I have 2 ways I can help you find that area of life. And the first is through a very simple course called Moon Map. You can find that at lauracusto.com/map. In that course, you will learn what area of life Cancer oversees for you, and you will also learn all the other 11 zodiac signs. So your moon map isn't just applicable for this time. You will use the map forever and ever and ever and ever. Okay, but you have to know where it is and get used to using it. The second way I can help you is in a very done for you, get what you need right when you need it. It's my membership called Moon Chat. And you can find that at lauracusto.com/membership. With that, I will send you literally an email 2 days before every moon phase telling you, hey, full moon's coming up. It's going to be about your money. Here are the dates. Here's the history. You're ready. Okay, so I'll put a link for both of those at the top of the show notes. Okay, so here at the end of step 2, we are locked in to it being a full moon in Cancer. So again, time to stay present to what we're being shown about our inner world by our outer world. And we have an area of life perhaps that we're zeroed in on, as well as some dates to look back to for clues as to what might be unfolding for us. So, all right, that's step 2. Step 3. Let's look at the meaning behind this energy. Here's where we dig into what other planetary themes are going on and what it means for us here at this full moon. Why is the message? How do you feel about who you are becoming? We haven't talked about that yet. So there are 2 reasons why. There's 2 things going on up in the sky that give the message, that exact message. How do you feel about who you are becoming? And the first one is Neptune. Neptune's in Pisces. If you've been watching for a while, I've been talking about that. Well, guess what? It's leaving. It's been in Pisces since 2011, folks. It's a long time. So this is the very, very last full moon we will have in Pisces in our lifetime, in Neptune in Pisces in our lifetime. Okay, take that in. Never going to happen again. It's going to take another 150 years for Neptune to go back into Pisces. So Neptune actually rules Pisces. So it has been very at home here, which has been good. But, there's good sides to this and there's some not so good sides to this. So what Neptune in Pisces has been all about for the last, since 2011, so that's 14 years, has been this merging of our higher mind, Neptune's higher mind, with the collective, because Pisces is also the emotional world, and it doesn't really have boundaries. The emotional signs are known as they're the water element signs. And Pisces, if you were to think of water, how is Pisces energy represented by water? It's overland flooding, okay? It's just like, it's everywhere. And so imagine your higher mind now with Pisces, with Neptune and Pisces, your higher mind has been tapping into the higher mind energy of the collective on the planet. So the boundaries between our higher mind, our beliefs, our spirituality, our escapism have been the barrier between that and being able to tap into the collective and other people has been really thin since 2011. Now, positive manifestations of this have been learning from others, learning about spirituality. Negative manifestations have been taking on negativity. If you're doom scrolling and getting caught up in really negative themes, it's been really easy to get sucked into those. So this is it. This is the end of it. No more of this. We're actually entering an era where we are like locking in our sovereignty with Neptune and Aries. Way more to come on that in the future. It's very exciting. The future phase here is all about personal empowerment. So, but keeping that in mind, we've got this one last moon phase here, full moon, Neptune in Pisces, and the fact that we are being shown something on full moons, right? I want you to think as you're walking through this full moon, what have I gained and taken on as a result of this energy? You can look back again at those dates, the last 18 months, going back to June of 2024, the action you took in April of 25. But also you can, think about since 2011, okay? What have you learned? What have you gained? What have you taken on? And are there any negative things now that I need to clean up? You could get some guidance on that, some really just unexpected guidance. So keep that in mind. The second aspect that is all about that question, who am I becoming? How do I feel about who I am becoming? Okay, we have the sun in Capricorn. Sun is exactly opposite Cancer. So going back to my plant analogy, if that is the moon, the sun is down over here. This is really hard. It's on the other side. Okay? It's on the other side of the sky. It's over here. So they're exactly opposite in the sky. And Cancer is a very, very practical sign. But furthermore, the sun is not alone. Mars is with it, Venus is with it. The three of them are at 12, 13, and 14 degrees of Capricorn. They are conjunct. They're all together. That energy is merging. And Mercury is also in Capricorn. It is not that far away. So we have all the personal planets, except for the moon, in Capricorn. The sun represents our identity, Venus, love and pleasure, Mars, taking action, and Mercury, how we think. The only personal planet not in factual Capricorn is the moon, which is our emotions. So again, Capricorn, practical, it's tangible, it's data, it's facts, it's show me, it's measure it, it's quantify it. The energy that we are, again, everything that we are, our personal planets here, all of it except our emotions is in the practical sign. But again, right opposite, the moon in Cancer is nurturing, and it is feeling in the body, noticing in the body. So imagine two sides of a table. On one side are all the facts about who you think you are, what you think, what you love, what you do, your goals, your dreams. And on the other side are your emotions and your body's reaction to all of it. So how do you feel about who you are becoming? There are big messages around this coming in at this full moon. All right, step 4, take action. What is the action to be taken? It's to stay present. That sounds really easy, right? Stay present, stay open, stay observant. But this one could be uncomfortable because, right, you're literally looking at how you feel about all this. So know that it could feel uncomfortable. So if you start to feel uncomfortable as you're walking through this moon, if it starts to scare you, remember this, it could feel uncomfortable. So if you do, it's supposed to. You kind of like think about it like that. It's supposed to be. Don't let that scare you away. That is your growth edge. Okay, the action here, lean into the discomfort. If it comes, it's supposed to feel that way. You know, it's a very real possibility. If it makes you uncomfortable, you're going to feel uncomfortable, right? So the cure for discomfort, again, always curiosity. Now, a phrase that came to mind when I was thinking about this is, why me? And you're like, okay, where are you going with this? Well, I heard Elizabeth Gilbert. She wrote Eat, Pray, Love. She's an author. And she was on a podcast in the last couple months. And I just remembered this phrase. It was so great. She said, the phrase, why me? There are 3 ways, actually, that you can interpret that phrase. And it's usually how we evolve through situations that are uncomfortable. The first one, why me? Why is this happening to me? Oh my God, this is awful, right? But then you let curiosity take over. Why? I wonder, why me? Why could this be? Could it be this or this or this or this? And you get curious, okay? And then the very last step, when you find the meaning in it. Me? Oh my God. How did I get chosen? Why was I so lucky? Why me? Why am I so special? Of all the people, I get to experience this right now. I get to be in this situation with these people in this experience and these circumstances. I am so blessed. Okay? So that's, I think, a great reframe, and I hope it comes in handy for you as you walk through this full moon. All right. The message from the moon on this Cancer full moon, how do you feel about who you are becoming? All right, that is how to work with it. So I hope you found this helpful. If you have, I would love it so much if you would share it with someone that you love, if you think it could help them. And I would also love to hear from you if you feel so moved. What came up for you? What are you going to do to work with this energy? What are you going to do to stay present? Or if you're watching this after the full moon, I'd love to know what went down. Okay? All right, drop your thoughts in the comments below. And until next week, as always, take care.